walking side by side. Lucia will ask Noah, so how are you? You feeling any better?
Not really. I can't say I am. But
Yeah, I
more present for when we get back home. Right now we're on a mission. Right, leader?
True, but look, looking after the well-being of my party members is something I have to try and do as a leader, right?
Yeah.
I need you to be... Yeah, more than anything, while I care about you, I also need you to be in a good place mentally so you can focus on things.
I think I'll manage.
Okay. Well, like I'm sure you know, if you need anything, just me and Artemis are right here.
I know.
Very tall, around like 6'5", 6'6". This what appears to be his older brother, a bit scrawnier, around like 5'6", 5'7". As they're kind of talking, and you overhear this one saying to his brother, "It appears that the Lord Hawkwood has closed the gates to the city once again. Something about a necrophage problem." And you hear him scrambling for his tools in his like bag. He says, "I hope they release it soon, otherwise the business will not do so good in between the travels." And Alina's taking note as she will continue to walk by, unless you guys want to have any particular conversations with these two. These two will take a stop in the shade here.
As walking by, Luce will hear that and say and hear necrophage problem. My stone as well. So the people have nothing to worry about.
They both look at each other and nod, and the older, smaller brother says, "I'd be careful about the necrophages, bloodsuckers. You cannot trust. They could be in your company at any moment. It's best to eliminate them as fast as you can. Maybe throw them in the rushing river, or maybe put some garlic in their mouth." What is that? The superstition, brother? I don't read this stuff. You do. And then usually the taller younger brother say, "Oh, it really depends. I don't know if it counts for all vampires, but a good stab in the chest shall do."
Well, if I ever encounter these cultists, I'll be sure to keep that in mind then. Artemis, no, we should be going.
Indeed.
You see a glare from atop the castle before you hear a doof. The apple explodes above your head.
What's that for?
Lucy's gonna look at the apple exploding and then look at Alina and go like, "What the fuck was that?"
She goes, "Oh, that's the Lady Hawkwood. Just wanted to let you all know she's likely got an eye on all of you."
Well, that is...
Isn't there an easier way of showing that?
No, she likes to show off.
This is gonna click.
Devora goes to hide inside of Noah's jacket.
Nora's just like amazed. She's like, "That was quite a thunderous noise."
Because it's the Machina from PF2e, also like a red tracer.
There's like a faint red tracer in the air. The mount. Did you know soldiers here used ferrets to root out vermin in these lands?
So we are going to run around with garlic and religious symbols?
Are you okay with those two in particular?
I think only as long as we don't wave around a religious symbol that's close to me.
Then we'll be okay. And she'll skip along.
Nora, come on, get up. We're moving on.
She gets up from the ground under crisscross applesauce.
Apple.
And as you guys will begin to continue, and given its reputation as a largely impregnable fortress, it appears the last grids are currently unsuccessful in their attempts. There are a couple of you don't see the bodies, but you can smell it faintly in the air, mostly through the smell of burnt clothes and the scattering of a bunch of like steel daggers and crossbow bolts and everything. You don't know what happened. Like, a lot of these corpses either already burnt, buried, or maybe worse, some of them have been taken. That being said, continuing along, you do see that there are a couple of soldiers that are just kind of watching from the cliff face with crossbows looking down at you. They just don't say anything, they're keeping an eye at you as you guys are walking along. But as you approach the front gate...
vampire cult is running about.
Vampire cult... Keep your trap closed, you are... Here, I'll be down there in a moment. Yeah, God damn it. And you hear him like mumbling, and he's like, "Get out of my way!" And he pushes past some of the guards. You hear him mumbling as he's like going down the stairs on like one of the towers at the back, like that's connected to the portcullis.
It takes like 5 minutes, and we just hear him going, "Stupid fucking big bitch, talking about vampire cult."
Unironically, you hear that echo like in, and you see some of the guards like moving out of the way. They're kind of scratching the back of their heads, like awkward.
Or like awkward.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Kill yourself.
All right, so we're gonna continue.
Hey, in my defense, it wasn't a Hawk 2 joke. It was a
that's true. That's
joke
true.
on his last name.
That's true. It is a much better of House Hawkwood. It is a tree with a hawk perched on top, and it's on a red and white. It's on a red background. It's a red field with the white sigils. The tree and the hawk are white, but the background's like a dark red. And George Hawkwood approaches, and Alina would whisper to all of you as it takes him 5 minutes to get down here that she does say, like, "This one's the big brute. His name's George. You should probably address him as Sir George. He is a knight of the House Hawkwood."
I see.
And
she looks like gonna smirk and say, "He didn't really doesn't seem like the very friendly sort."
Yeah, he's like 40 something, so I mean that sounds about right. Let me see, and he'll kind of look over. "Oh, Miss Fisk, how's your mama doing?" And Nora's just like, she's doing quite well, always worried about me." And George's like, "Tell your mom I'm looking forward to the next time I attend one of the nightly dinner sessions. I've been quite busy with, all this talk of vampires and whatnot." And Nora's just nodding along, blissfully unaware.
Fucking freak.
He's also fucking her mom. It's a
fucking mom and
it's
dad
a family business to go down on Miss Fisk.
That's crazy. It's not even talking.
Whoa, you guys are reading between the lines. Right? He's just talking about food, bro. You guys are reading between the lines.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm inclined to believe Percival here. Because look at this dude. Look at the size of his neck. I know this guy's a fucking porker.
He does go.
Yeah, but he's a vampire. He can only eat. He'll only get fat from blood.
Close will close behind you while soloing as it like kind of careens. And as it closes, George kind of taps the portcullis gate and he goes, "Ding, ding, ding." He goes, "We recently replaced these with silver. Pretty effective, ain't it?" Now continue to walk along.
Yeah, you guys are taking a lot of precautions with this.
Yeah, you never know what sort of horror things come from Kurzai, Mostly raiders. If it's a good thing, the good princess trusts us all with the defense of the realm here. Nora will look around, and it looks like she's been here in Whitestone repeatedly. Same thing with Alina. Alina looks like she's seen this, done this repeatedly. As everyone continues along.
I really don't have a meaning to do. Artemis, I can now do this. I've been waiting. This is what I've been waiting for.
What?
I can't
Oh, she is up there.
Yeah.
The fuck?
As Nora looks around, and you guys see this large tree that has been transfigured into this crimson, thorny, and almost crystalline shape as it extends upward and outward. As George Hawkwood walks by, you can see a figure on the tree here. Do you pay attention?
Soul token.
Oh, that's right. Do you pay attention to what this emblem is, or the sigil is? As for Lucia, the tree itself, it is indeed transformed. You don't know by what means. Presumably, possibly by alchemy. But the reason you suspect that is because you can smell a faint, a hint of, like, ashwood in there. And how would you recognize ashwood smell? Well, because you are Ashari, you are trained in botany and whatnot, you guys would have these classes. So you would know, you would be able to distinguish certain flora and fauna. In this case, someone transformed the tree into something else. And, this, like, picture, this, like, a pictograph, it was originally on the original tree, but even despite the process of transformation, it remains. All of you get an additional 20 XP for this.
More XP.
We're 780 more before I can do bigger spells.
Lucia will just kind of like take note, kind of go. Quite very, very interesting decor.
You know what? Alina's gonna do a thing where she's playing on the piano. So the music is diegetic.
Oh my god. Diegetic music. Oh, I'm cool, man.
Oh god! Oh Percy! Oh, she's playing piano. Oh, callback. Oh, it was like a callback.
I knew what, Noah? She's got a beautiful grace to the way she's playing her instrument. Like she's got a muse inspiring her at this moment. Make a vampire lore check.
There's
That guy's most certainly a vampire. He gives you a passing glance, gives you a wink and a smile, and his smile does show a little bit of vampiric canines.
the fuck? Does he look similar to Aiden?
He looks like he looks like Aiden. But he's definitely more blended in with the human population than Aiden is.
No. See, this is why you gotta slap down the 4 for something. It's big weird.
But no, he appears to be a little beguiled by your presence, as he's not hiding his let's just say his observations of your physical form.
No, I can't see his face. Thank you.
From one kindred to another, eh?
Sure. Your name? I assume Mr. Hawkwood?
Aiden Hawkwood as well, but he'll kind of look over. He'll say, "I can understand a bit of the confusion, but I'm sure my sacred ancestor and I are different enough visually that I'm sure you could tell us apart."
Yeah, he's not Aiden Hawkwood.
Okay.
All right, you know, missile strike.
You can't say that.
What actually happens?
Not in the specific moment.
That's why I had to make the joke in this specific. I see that you've brought your thralls here as well. Excellent news.
They're right there. They're... What is it with you people? I'm not that powerful. I'm not that sort of vampire.
You're not that powerful. Well, we'll make a powerful woman out of you just yet.
Sure. She'll just like drink some of the blood.
It's very nice. It's very refreshing. It is
It
the
might
best.
lead her to believe.
Yeah.
My leader believe that there's actual elves being bled out.
You don't know. There might be just like a little pixie being strung up and squeezed. You know, you don't know what the operation could be. But this is the best. This is the best thing you've had. This is the best thing you've had. Like, there is a process. There's a method to this.
There's I bet not ask how you are able to have such a supply. Well, we have business to attend to. We'll speak later.
Of course. And if you are always curious, we always have room for more in the Hawkwood family for one such as yourself. Should the Ashari be a failing prospect.
I'm flattered.
And he'll bow again.
Artemis will raise a glass or tankard.
Noah
Walk
just,
with
as Artemis walks by, Noah like does a little like bow at her.
George's like,
Is George still gonna Is George still gonna lead us up? Or...
Yeah, he was just kind of patiently waiting.
They keep thinking I have thralls.
Put in the very nice, opulent, and comfortable pillow seats here, as she has her very elegant sniper rifle. She's cleaning it up at the moment. She's paying no mind to all of you at the moment.
Lucy will step forward and kneel and say, "It is a pleasure to see you again, Lord Hawkwood. Pleasure to meet you for the first time, Lady Hawkwood." And Lucy will nod towards her direction.
She'll nod at all of you. And she says, "You have business with my lord husband, so get on with it."
Lucy will nod and say, well, Lord Hawkwood, what do you wish of us? Of the supposed vampiric cultists running amok.
Situation. And I'll speak quite frankly here, for you, Arietti. If you were to be found out, and let's be truthful here, should any of them find out about your true nature, I can offer a semblance of protection for you. If it would deter hunters from eliminating you, I would like that. But should you deny that offer, it is up to you. But just know I cannot protect a vampire in my court who refuses my help.
Artemis will think for a moment. Sip on the tankard.
Oh yeah, it's super nice. It's like drinking a nice iced glass of water in the middle of summer.
Yeah, it's Artemis will like take a sip. What? I mean, this is perhaps a nicer alternative to running away to Kursai, so I don't think I'm opposed to the offer.
You're
Worst case
the Lady
scenario,
Elise.
I suppose.
You hear the Lady Elise interrupt you and say, "Well, think about it this way. What if the Green Knight is about to hunt you down, huh? Surely even the Green Knight would not risk political instability in Griselda's own domain, even if it were to hunt down one vampire. That does entertain the thought, no? We've heard rumors of this Isaac Green possibly being a candidate for this."
Yes, but I know him. And surely he would not hunt down all in a vampire. I'd like to believe that you know a lot more about the vampire life. I am not long-lived yet.
Not yet, but you are able to ensure your longevity through foresight, and I foresee harmful consequences.
Perhaps. Although maybe it is because I don't have the same how you say watchfulness, caution, as I've not lived like a vampire in such a way. It's rare that I've tasted anything that tasted any blood that tasted good, let alone this. Was tankard.
Eastward, well enough, Artemis. It's frozen wasteland. It's the night, it's the comfortable night, but it is the frozen wastes of Helheim on this planet. And well, the shadowy courts is where we best thrive.
Well, perhaps. But I don't think I am ready to make such a decision. I want to continue this path. The Ashari has been very nice to me, though I have not revealed my true nature. But I want to prove that. Again, I am more than
It's
useful.
led by the Green Knight himself, or whoever that ends up being. Whether that's that Isaac Rain fellow or someone else. You've seen the symbol on the tree, right? That's been there. I think that's been there before this castle was even constructed. Ain't that right, Lord Ancestor? And you see Aiden will nod. There are some things that are permanently tied to this world. And for us vampires, we're tied to the blood. That you can't deny. As much as you want to integrate yourself in that pretty little Ashari holy society.
No. I know that much. And maybe I don't integrate into Ashari at all, but I certainly don't want to be tied down to the courts. It's always seemed so limiting.
Perhaps. Perhaps he has. In a prior life. In a prior incarnation. And have there been vampire keybears before you, perhaps?
I simply mean, Lord Hawkwood, that the right people convinced you can turn over a whole nation, and I'm not sure, but maybe a whole ideology. I mean, the Green Knight is the figure for righteousness. That much I know within the Ashari. What he says is right, then so it is.
Living. He represents nature at its fullest and brimmest. We are nocturnal creatures. Our paths diverge. And whether or not this Green Knight is willing to look past your nature is difficult to foresee. Maybe he is as open-minded as you hoped him to be. Or maybe he will be as dogmatic as many others were. Are you willing to take that risk?
I've met the man. He's very kind, very thoughtful. Bit anxious and doubtful, sure, but I assume that comes with almost every Green Knight. I'd be willing to take a risk on him. In the worst case scenario, I guess I was wrong. I'd be willing to take a risk on him. In the worst case scenario, I guess I was wrong.
And you hear, after a bit, rock and stone and gems agleam, beware the knight who dresses in green. I would be wary of the king in green. But you have made your decision. Lord Husband, I think they're ready to start their Ashari business. Go off, suspended students, do what you do best. Find this rogue cultist. I'm afraid, and as she kind of puts a bullet into the magazine of the sniper rifle, she says, "I'm afraid we have more business with the Lascarids to deal with." Boring political things with the Lord Hawkwood. maybe get a pedicure with Lady Hawkwood.
Lucy will look to her and say, I suppose we have more to do. This business with the vampires might be a bit too...
She's going to stay guard. Don't worry, I'm not going to corrupt this little girl. Although she is very curious about the place. And she kind of looks around and she kind of pokes one of the trees. She's like, ow! And she kind of hurts herself from one of the thorns.
Almost like she belongs here.
No.
Lucy's gonna smile and say, just keep an eye on her if you can, Alina.
Of course, darling, of course. And good luck with the Ashar business.
He'll nod and then wait over her.
Ah. Well, maybe your ancestor is just a bit cynical then.
That's what age.
perhaps
That's what age
realistic.
does to you, really.
Yes, well, I guess my circumstances are different. I'm much closer to the Green Knight candidate than anyone else, and that is perhaps the highest test of Amoroi.
Maybe.
Well, again, business to attend to, but I'm sure we'll meet.
Of course. Don't let me stop you from good old Ashara business. Then he'll do another bow. Finally. Anyone else who want to stop by? Maybe talk to the tree while you're at it?
Oh, is that an option? I'd love to talk to the tree. You know, we Ashara and me, you know, tree huggers and all that.
I don't know, George. Would you love to talk?
I'll consider it. But as for you, Pink Thing, you got a big mouth. Almost as big as your rear. So I'll say be watchful.
Dude. We gotta put a tally counter on the NPCs that mention her ass.
I mean, look at the Kaiser Commission. How could you not?
Dude, man, 2 big planets.
Don't worry, Aiden was looking respectfully at Artemis's 2 personalities.
Artemis is huge naturals.
All these are just regular humans. As far as you can tell, these are just regular people fighting on behalf of the Duchy of Whitestone and, by extension, the Kingdom of Welland. And so, the fight against the Lascarids is still a present issue. One that none of you are tasked with dealing with, because there is a more covert issue. And that is, of course, Artemis's brother. The vampire menace. Because the vampires are tasking you to eliminate the other vampires. And people love the Hawkwoods. They have not done them any wrong. And so...
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Alright.
As you
That would be a
leave...
cup of blood.
As you leave the portcullis, you make your way out to the countryside.
Lucia is gonna face you. And kind of look at you as they're walking and say, I can only do so much to help you, but if his mind is set on something, I'm not gonna be one to forcibly try to change it. Doing something like that wouldn't be natural. It wouldn't sit right with me, and I'm sure it also definitely wouldn't sit right with him. But when you speak with him and you do need to bring up the topic of your vampirism, come find me and I'll be on your side for what it's worth. 'Cause I've traveled with you, I've worked with you a great bit, and I know you're not a malicious vampire. I know you're not going to strike me down and suck me dry. He will then look over to Noah and say, and that goes for you too, Noah.
Come on.
I know you might be, I don't know how you really feel about the revelations you had yesterday, but the same thing is extended out to you.
I appreciate it. It's just... They could have told me. You know?
Yes, well,
I'm
we'll
sure
stand
there's
beside you.
reason. I'm sure there's a reason they withheld that information from you. You just
We'll have to
gotta
find out.
you have to ask him when we get back to. They're in Mistral, right?
Yes.
Then that'll be the first thing we do once we get back to Mistral, huh? How about that?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Ooh, and Lucy's noticing it's getting really cold. She's gonna put her armor on.
That the world supposedly wasn't always like this, that it was a world that was rotating around like all the other planets, but then an event called the Breaking happened, which supposedly involved the old gods fighting each other for the control of the planet, and it was only until the intervention of the ancestor that would be King Aramir and Queen Salen intervened and protected the last inhabitants of what would become the Twilight Realm, aka the Terminator Line, aka the only habitable spot for mundane peoples such as yourselves, and even supernatural people like Lord Aiden and by extension Artemis. Although Artemis, you are closer to humans than you are vampires. You're intersecting between the natural and paranatural. Involved the old gods fighting each other for the control of the planet, and it was only until the intervention of the ancestor that would be King Aramir and Queen Salen intervened and protected the last inhabitants of what would become the Twilight Realm, aka the Terminator Line, aka the only habitable spot for mundane peoples such as yourselves, and even supernatural people like Lord Aiden and by extension Artemis. Although Artemis, you are closer to humans than you are vampires. You're intersecting between the natural and paranatural. As you get closer, you see that the trees get thicker and they are like heavier. Like there is like they're closer to like evergreens at this point. And I will ask, trudging through a bit of the snow, you see that there is a mountain range off in the distance that acts as a natural barrier separating what is essentially the borderlands of this region to dark side. Because beyond that point, beyond those mountains, is certain death. As in, no amount of like supernatural protections you guys could obtain could protect you from below freezing, essentially. And so, with that in mind, continuing on through, and you feel a bit of the cold at this point. Lingering around any longer will begin to be a drain on you all physically, and by extension, mentally. But there are fresh tracks leading around, and there's a clearing where you see a young man who takes a resemblance after Noah, but far younger. To my brother's credit, he'd probably be better in an interior environment. But yeah, be careful. I'll follow you all in a moment. But yeah, the cabin that you're looking for, that way.
All right, cool.
Thank you very much.
And as you all head off, Samuel's just gonna continue cleaning up a little bit of the spilled blood. You know what it was from, but he will continue on through doing what he was previously doing.
Now it
As
just
we're
has
walking.
the biggest grin on his face.
As we're walking, Lucy will say, "Well, that's got to be one of the biggest 180s I've ever seen. I didn't realize you had that much energy in you, Noah."
You know, my brothers and my sister, they're all really cool.
The last set of footprints looks like someone. It looks like a line, like it's the two series of lines following the two footprints going this way, as if someone was being dragged.
There is...
Two sets of footprints big enough to presume to be masculine. Presumed to be. Yes, we're gonna make those assumptions.
Okay. I see. The world is He's making these assumptions now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Tom.
biology as woke as we all are. on average, the male has a bigger foot.
On average,
Yeah,
every
so it's a man.
Khajiit will steal.
It's a man or a drag woman.
Alright, Artemis, why did you say the dadness, huh?
Yeah. Maybe. All right.
Oh,
Holy shit.
It must have been within the day. The blood is spilled in a way, Artemis, that looks like someone was most likely bitten while they were standing behind the wood cutting.
Someone. This is fresh, and it's a bite.
Like a vampiric bite or something else?
Vampiric. I know.
Well, that doesn't bode well.
They're standing right. All right, there.
Mayhaps, but you will need to get a better look.
okay.
Mr. Strider.
Noah will walk in.
Do you guys drag him out of the floorboard?
Lucia will Lucy extend her hand to like kind of.
Yeah, because he's not
Help him
reaching
out.
out. He's just fatigued.
How deep is he in?
It's about like 7 inches deep.
Oh, okay, that's okay. Yeah. Lucy will just like very carefully pick him up and lay him on the bed.
You actually have to drag him out feet first, very slowly and carefully, as if he was like not haphazardly, but kind of stuffed underneath the floorboard's head first. You see there's a little bleeding coming from the top of his head. A person on the verge of death from vampirism and other such injuries done to his body.
Noah immediately casts Restorative Moment.
Very well. He is, as you guys watch as Noah and Devora, you see Devora is like floating above, a few couple inches above this young man's body, as this emanation, this like sort of aura is cast, and you watch as his skin color kind of returns to him, but he looks to be naturally paler skinned, anyhow. But he is still severely injured. If you had waited any longer, or if you were here any more late, he would be on the verge of death, or at least close to it. But he's still not looking good.
Lucy will sigh and say, thank Aramis that we were able to get to you in time.
Esoteric stuff going about them. You know, some vampires that don't need to be invited, they can just walk in. Other vampires not affected by running water. Some of them are. It really depends on the nature of the vampire in question. However, the more esoteric they are, typically the more powerful they are. So the more restrictions there are, typically the more powerful they are. So while it might seem a little... This is all for me to say. He doesn't have any signs that display that he went through the process of becoming a vampire or a vampire spawn. Typically that might involve dying and then being buried. Some of it might require him being placed into a coffin or being placed into his bed. It really depends, but he doesn't display any of the signs. It looks like someone's tried to do a hit and run and try to cover his whereabouts.
Yeah, to turn someone is to kill them. So Artemis will just.
She's the one that recovered you from the wounds that those. I'm assuming those vampire cultists dealt upon you, right?
He'll nod slowly.
She's not out to harm anyone. We've been working with her. She's a good friend, and she's a very trusted ally. And again, it might not mean much, but we were Ashari students. Or Ashari, well, we're not druids. She's just gonna kind of pause for a second. But if you've heard of us, we're the Dust Dusters. We're a notable group of Ashari students, and we've been sent out here by Lord Hawkwood to investigate some happenings with this with the vampire cult that's been looming around.
He'll he'll kind of cross his arms and kind of nod. He still has like a bit of nervousness and adrenaline running through him. And you know, I said yes. I mean, he looked like he was freezing. I thought I'd offer to give him some refuge. We talked. We spoke a little bit. I said, let me get some fire outside. Let me cut up some firewood. And then things turned. I felt like a sting in my neck, and you know.
You didn't see who attacked you?
No, but I heard two voices, but I only invited the one person.
I see. I also imagine you don't recognize the other voice. The other voice.
No, but I got a brief glimpse of him, and he looks like her.
I see. Won't keep that very long. So. Cool. Okay. Well, can I get your name?
Terrence.
All right, Terrence. Just rest up here. We're gonna look around the cabin a little more to see if we can find out where Marcus is, or find out what happened here. Maybe your assailants left something.
Hold on, as he'll try to warm himself up underneath the sheets.
Do you want anything else?
I should be fine.
Okay.
No, you're good. Thank you, Lucia.
Right. Yeah.
And you know, for what it's worth, you're not your brother. In fact, you're cooler than your brother.
Lucia will flip her hair and say, "I appreciate that. But if you need anything, just please don't be afraid to scream out. We'll probably be here for a while too. Look around.
Hold on.
He's my brother, but in order to keep us afloat and make sure that I was well and taken care of, he would go out and perform these big, elaborate assassinations. And he would use that to essentially keep me afloat. And Lucy's gonna like bite her tongue and say, but after I figured all that out, I detest him for it. Him and Ren have this emergency fund that they said is all mine to use, and I'm refusing to touch it. I'm sorry for keeping all that under wraps. It had just never come up.
It's personal business.
He might be the one that Lord Aiden is looking for.
Lucy, make a recall knowledge check for me. This would be society.
Okay.
You briefly remember Marcus as a blue-scaled Drakara, or dragon, when you attended the big, lavish ballroom dance at Castle Highever during Saturnalia. He was the one that was dancing with Sarah. That's about the only thing you remember about him. And he seemed like a chill guy.
He seemed like a fine enough guy. He was dancing with Isaac's sister at a Saturnalia a few years back. And Lucy's gonna go up to here. What are these?
Yeah, no one's gonna go up to. There is no skill rating.
That when the time comes, his sister will be there to support him.
Littles did he know. Like reading this, Lucy will look to Artemis and go, "It looks as if your brother's really gonna like hand her them to be like has some confidence in you."
Huh. That's odd. I'm sorry. It's still hard to remember everything, but don't know what gave him that impression. I ran away after all.
Maybe he's hoping that you're gonna, I don't know, be able to see eye to eye with him at some point.
This would be a This will be a survival check. You can make it with untrained.
Artemis. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm untrained.
It looks like someone was preparing a meal, and then stopped partway through. Presumably because of the events leading to 1 or 2. But it looks like it was big enough for at least 2 people. Which confirms the theory that that Terrence wasn't, at least he was being truthful in that, like, he was just here temporarily with Marcus, and this is Marcus's lodge or his cabin. And you feel the warmth of the fire, kind of keeping you all warm from the dangerous cold of dark side outside.
Okay, yeah. How much XP is for Noah to try and beat him in an arm wrestling contest?
He'd level up.
He'd level up? That's
Yeah.
funny as fuck. Looks like someone was preparing some food for 2 people. Noah, your brother said that he was trailing behind us, right?
Yes, he should be able to.
Alright, well, we can wait for him.
Do you guys want to bring him here?
You.
I mean, well, he was trailing behind us, right? He was following
He
us?
said he was coming with us.
Yeah. So do you? Okay, I should probably say, do you guys wait for him a little bit longer?
Yeah, at least wait for him, but, like, also just, like, I guess, keep an eye on Terrence and, maybe talk to him a bit. Make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
Kind of chilling with him.
Yeah.
Honestly, stand by the door.
Like the rest of these drugs, Noah
like
likes
the
those
rest
drivers.
Yeah.
No.
No, too bad.
You're the vampire, you should know.
Yeah, okay, but was hold on.
Oh, is it alright?
Hey.
Hey there, your name was
Samuel. Have you already forgotten?
Sorry, a lot has been happening, you know.
Of course. Brother, you want to invite me in?
Does that seem suspicious? I feel like that seems suspicious. He's not the type to ask for an invitation. I feel like Noah was kind of suspicious.
Ask for an invitation. Is that sus?
Sauce.
For this guy, I wrote him. I know it's sus for him.
True. There was just, we found, did you fight them here?
Not like specifically at this cabin, no.
Do I believe him?
Make a secret perception check. He hasn't appeared to have lied to you about that aspect of it. I mean, it's probably true that he's had to fight some undead. It's not above his skill rate, like his skill to not engage in those sorts of fights. But then again, he has been by himself.
Always just keeps a steady distance away because Lucia.
All right, I'll come on inside. You're being so dramatic.
That wasn't so hard. Gonna close the door and say, I'm sorry. There was we were just trying to be a little on edge.
I'm just trying to display some Strider's courtesy, and you all are being so suspicious of me for no reason.
Lucia will look to him and say, and we just had to deal with a. Again, this is just all just. This isn't like anything against you or something like that. But no, there was just a. There was what we can suppose to be a vampire attack on a young man here. So they were just taking precaution, is all.
Oh.
I'm sure you understand.
Oh, God, I didn't realize there was someone here still.
Yeah, that's true. Just seeing if I can get that information out of you. We're not opening the door. Sorry about that.
It's very rude to be keeping a conversation behind closed doors.
Lucia's not responding. She now has her weapons drawn.
Arietti, dear sister, can you please convince
No.
these blood bags to open the door? At the
No,
very
I can't.
least, you needn't have to invite me in. I just wish to have a conversation without a barrier interrupting us.
No, I'll cast double heroism. Both of you take that.
He can hear these incantations. He can hear you guys summoning your weapons.
He is
Oh, yeah.
not trying to fight.
Just be aware, you're not being subtle.
Yeah.
He's not trying
No.
to be subtle.
Yeah.
Artemis. She'll give another look at Samuel.
No, I was keeping an eye
Yes.
on him at this point. He's
Yes.
not letting him out of his sight.
Yeah, no, this seem to be warming up and acting as if his body's warm.
I mean, he's covered in he's covered in fur cloaks. He's got his weapon drawn as well, like a long
Yes.
steel.
Does he seem? Has he looked at Artemis at all the second that Alba's mentioned that she's a sister?
He's been
Has he
looking at
been
Artemis.
shown, like-
Yeah. Well, he's been looking at
Has he
Artemis. He's been
shown,
looking at
like-
all of you. It's kind of hard to tell where his attention is exactly.
Yeah. I think Artemis sees Albus, and just like freezes up.
You hear nothing but cold wind as his cloak, bear cloak, kind of billows.
Gonna like walk forward a bit, kind of put a hand on Artemis's shoulder, like kind of snap her back into him to reassure her.
Of course. Albus. She like visibly gets dizzy.
I'm gonna Lucy's gonna like pull Artemis away and just kind of have her sit down like right on this chair.
No. I was disciplining her. Whenever she'd shown weakness, I would show her my strength. Whenever she showed frailty, I would show her my confidence.
And
look
yet,
at
for
her.
all that love that she seems to have for you, she ran away from you.
She was indoctrinated by those Argonauts. And look at her right now. Frail and weak. Because she has to be around you two. Look at this one. He looks at Noah and goes, this one's the pinnacle of weak human weakness. Look at his bones. There's not much to suck in there.
No,
But
it's
you,
just
you are quite
keeping it-
succulent, though. Thick in all the right places.
Yosef, add that to the counter. So is that all you're here to do? You're here to try and what? Rip Artemis from us? Take us?
No,
Take her from us.
no. I'm here so she can return to my company. After all, we have so much work to do. Vinyamar might have been a misstep, but that was because of those Argonauts. It's always those Argonauts, you see. But, Arieti, if you're with me, we can double our strength with your presence alone. With my confidence and leadership, with your brute strength, I don't think anything could stop us. Not even that Marcus Hawkwood. Hell, we might even replace this current regime if we were so bold.
Lucia will look to Artemis and how is Artemis looking?
Lucio Rain. You're nothing more than a parasite, much like how you're just attached to the Rain clan. You'll always be an outsider yourself. False thing that you are.
At least I'm accepted by my family. At least I was accepted gracefully and with love and not pain and abuse like you've shown Artemis when you were younger.
He'll scoff. He says you would know no true love that a vampire displays for his fellow kindred. Think it over, Ari. I know you'll make the right decision soon enough. He'll trudge off.
Lucy will say, "Yeah, go fuck yourself," and then close the door.
As it echoes across the frozen water.
Yeah, because you've been acting like you can't be trusted.
I'm trying to display some sort of courtesy, and all you can do is just stare daggers at me. If this is how I'm going to be treated in this cabin, then I may as well just leave. I don't care for this.
Listen, I don't mean to be rude. This is just...
You are being very
Very
rude,
unlike
actually.
you.
You might be the older brother, but you act like a petulant child. Why don't you just stop your staring?
This is unlike you.
This is unlike you. Can't trust your own blood.
Listen, I love you. I don't want to suspect you of anything.
Then ease off. That's all I'm asking.
I will just stay here. It's stupid to go out.
He'll close the door.
Yeah.
This is unlike you. Can't trust your own blood.
Listen, I love you. I don't want to suspect you of anything.
Then ease off. That's all I'm asking.
I will just stay here. It's stupid to go out.
He'll close the door. He'll go wash his hands.
Lucy's gonna look to Noah and go, "Perhaps you should speak with him privately and see how he's feeling or what's going on."
Yes. Goes up. It's just been...
Can you trust
stressful
me?
time,
Say that to me at
and
least right
I-
now. Can you trust me?
I can.
Then that's good for me. But if I see you lingering at me like you think I'm one of them, I'll just leave.
I understand. I'm sorry.
He'll give you a hug. I'll say, I know you mean well, but I think you just need to relax. It's been a long enough day for you too.
Yes. Perhaps I do.
There's a guest quarter here, I'm sure. Just go relax.
Yes, there is. Noah doesn't go there. Noah just goes to sit down and goes through his notes again, trying to figure out the symbol that he saw in his vision.
Gotcha.
Stand up and go to the guest quarters and fluff up the pillow, make it like pampered and make it look extra nice. To say, just lay down for a while. That was a lot, and when you feel better and you want to talk about it, I'm all ears. It might not be as drastic as you, but I have I have my own experience dealing with familial problems.
Yes.
And I might not be able to help much with yours, but hey, maybe just venting it out will feel better. But lay down.
Yes. Sorry.
Cup her cheek and say, "Hey, I say you don't gotta apologize. It's perfectly understandable. It's what you're going through now. Okay, just relax. If you need anything, we'll be within earshot. All right."
Sure.
Lucia will quickly hug Artemis, and as she's like laying down, and
I think when you hug her, she like she like noticeably shakes.
That's okay. I'm sorry. She will kind of like shift past Noah.
Yeah,
close the
Noah
door,
just
say,
goes past and goes. I got exhausted there. Yeah, the
Yeah, you
preparing
look
for
like
a fight.
Yeah, you get some rest too, Noah.
I should.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he just tells her, keep an eye out, Samuel. He's acting strange. Probably not the worst case scenario, but there's still something off of him.
Lucio will look to Noah and go, well, we can cross him being a vampire off the list, can't we? If he was, he wouldn't be able to just waltz in here the way he did, right?
Well, potentially. And then again, Artemis wasn't invited in.
True, but well, we kind of let ourselves in. I don't really know how the ruling works with that.
Yeah. So,
Well, let's go get some rest. I'll be sure to keep an eye on him.
yeah.
I'm pretty hungry. I'll probably like make a meal with him or something. Close at the door.
Yeah, as you close the door, you hear, hungry. I'm also feeling pretty hungry.
Hmm?
Thank you for the stew, pink thing.
That's Lucia, but okay.
Pink Lucia.
Yeah, that works.
I make his way across the ice. As he's walking here, oh! as you see him crash, yeah, he crashed through. He goes, he's picking himself back up. He goes, ah, fucking hell.
What was Sam's live reaction to that?
He goes, that was odd fella. I'm glad he's gone though.
Yeah, we met him when we were on our way to Hackonstead. He's helpful. He's got a good mindset. Lucy's being very careful with her words.
He goes, dwarves. What can you do?
Lucy will shrug, and then like 14.
All
14,
right,
15?
all right. Okay. I'm 22. You know, I'm gonna get up for the bowl.
Hey, you look good for your age.
Yeah, same for you, old lady.
I'm not a hag just yet.
No.
Lucy was like, oh, but I do have kids. Oh, technically, I'm a MILF when you really think.
All right, yeah, okay. You're using them use Frodonian terminology. I have to leave now.
Are you serious? Is Lucy gonna turn around and be like,
No,
and
I'm
say,
joking.
Oh, sorry. Forgive my concern. I'm just looking out for everyone in the tavern. Everyone in the cabin.
No, I got you.
I've never thought about where I came from. I just knew I ran from Kursai. It was the only truth I knew until Albus was being brought up. My family, the Calidus family, they are blood mages. They experiment on each other, on their children. I think I had a brother once. I think Albus tore him to shreds. He couldn't handle the abuse, and so then when they were training me, they disciplining. They wanted to make me into a physical force of blood magic, something different from a regular frail mage, they thought. And it did. My body now, it's beyond human. I can endure a lot more, I can use blood magic. All it takes is to remember what happens if I don't endure.
We can't. You can't change who you are. You can't change the fact that you are who you are. But Lucia's gonna like look up at you, very serious, and say, I want to find a way to help you through this however I can. I know Noah spoke about having to, like find a cure for your vampirism. Or even if there is one. And if not, I'll do everything I can to help you. Because I don't like seeing you. And she's gonna like trail off. I don't like seeing you this way. I guess gives his blessings to you. Others would follow suit. He's who he is, right? The Green Knight is this leader figure. That's just my view on it.
I guess I'm just unsure how many exceptions he can tolerate. How much sway does he have over the title? Given, once he inherits it fully, he's not used Isaac.
He's not just Isaac, that's right, and he is the Green Knight, but at the end of the day, deep down, he's still Isaac Rain. Deep down, he's still Isaac Rain. The guy that I, admittedly, probably a bit too teasy and forward with, but at the end of the day, he's still the kind and generous man that I fell in love with. And I know, by extension, his kindness and his love will extend to many others, including you. Hey, when we get back to Cloudspire, or back to Mistral, you can talk with him, explain everything that's happened, and I'll be there to back you up. And I know he'll see. I know he'll see your side. I know he'll see the good in you, like he saw the good in me. Lucia will extend, and kind of like cup Artemis's cheek and say, Artemis, from what I've heard and from what he's talking and how he spoke to you last night, that man is no brother of yours. He's evil. The best way I could really put it.
And yet I know, I feel it in my blood. I would not be who I am or what I am if it wasn't for her. And she rubs the side of her torso, just be what I am.
Alright, well, Artemis, lead the way. You're the best at tracking this. You're the best at tracking.
Alright, let's see. And she'll begin. Oh.
You should have step over the Fundin-sized hole in the bridge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, otherwise you drop in, you get hyperthermia, and you might just die. No joke.
No. I don't
No,
want
no, really fun and dies.
Unless you have cold resistance. It might help a little bit. None of you do. Yeah, you're fucked.
Wop.
No.
But you guys continue on ahead. And then we go ahead and do this. There appears to be like a arm, like reaching out from the snow with a leather bracer and like pale gray skin, kind of withered down almost to the bone, with an arrow protruding out. You don't see the body because it's covered in snow, but you can see the arrow, and the feathered part of it sticking out. Continuing further, you see some other arrows, like one attached, like spiked against a tree. continuing and continuing on over, you see some blood spilled back and forth. You see there's a lopped off head, and it's this like shriveled, like female vampire's head. Continuing on further, you will see what appears to be an injured male humanoid dragon, kind of clutching at his chest, shooting an arrow past one of you before saying, "Halt! Who are you all?"
It's not really enough.
You hear him do an audible, like, exhale, and he'll say, "Oh, Terrence is fucked. I'll be back." He trudges away. Matter-of-factly.
We're sorry.
You shouldn't be.
No,
You shouldn't say sorry, kid. Only if you fuck up again.
Noah just stands still and doesn't say anything. And it looks at one of the trees, and one of the branches just disintegrates.
But how does it make sense?
He won't.
You were able to deny at least Albaz that entry, because the main occupant was actually conscious, that being Terrence. And Terrence never technically denied him passage, because again, he never saw him again while he was conscious. So that being said, you move onward toward the crypt. There are no guards outside as you push past as you go past the black rock face, and going past the big, thick evergreen, and pushing aside some sticks that kind of cover this sort of downward gate. There are no guards. And as you kind of open it up, ever so silently, I'll go ahead and I'll change the map. Francis Brunel, the first woke slave, the first woke slave owner. Oh my gosh.
The worm claw. Oh, that is.
But yeah, Douglas is gonna jump scare behind you, and he's gonna say, "Oi! I managed to make it just in time."
Oh, Douglas. Glad you could make it.
Yeah, hopefully I didn't miss anything too important, did I?
Lucia will shake her head and say, the only thing that we did was a horrible mistake on our part.
You live and let learn. You can see that there's like a shadowy essence that spills forth as well. Looking through it, past this like watery abyss, you only have one thing to suspect where it could lead. As you see some grim, like dark architecture, the sky, from what you can tell, going through this this veil here, like a bit of a shanty town, as it is none other than a rift in space-time connecting an unnamed, unknown shanty village in Kurzai to here. And you see Albaz wielding a keyblade in his right hand. And that is where we'll end off the session.